Hey friends, it's Michelle with Garden Jargon, and we are here today at the Ginger Creek Garden. It is August 1st. I apologize for no video last week. We had a ton going on. We had some helpers out here in the garden that week, and I had to work my real job, the job that pays me with paper money. I had that going on last week, so I'm going to give you a garden tour today and show you what is going on here at the Ginger Creek Garden. We will have a short clip at this end of this video of the harvest that came out of this garden yesterday, and it's going to blow your mind, probably as much as it blew up my mind when Carolyn and the team was out here yesterday picking that stuff, because I could not be here. I was actually at my Batavia community garden yesterday, and thank goodness that we have a beautiful, warm team of ladies that helps us here at this garden every Saturday, and I'm grateful for them because of what they did here yesterday. So let's flip this camera around and show you what we got going on today. Okra is now waist high, minus this little pest. We don't like them. Those are called Japanese beetles. Apparently they do some pretty bad damage on some plants. You can see the little holes in the plant here. That's not supposed to happen, but I'll let that critter stay because we got plenty of okra. So we have 5 plants of okra there. Tomatillos we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants. 3 of them we kind of tied up a little bit just to see if we can grow them a little bit more vertically. I'm not a grower of tomatillos, so I don't know how they're supposed to grow, but we're going to find out. Our melons are doing really good. Those are some orange honeydew melons. Eggplants still going strong. Peppers, the 2 sunflowers, mammoth sunflowers that I transplanted from the Batavia Community Garden, are still going strong. Green beans. And I have over here dragon tongue bush beans that were in here, and we harvested almost all of them. Here's one extra. This is the one that's like a little stripy. I got these at Cermak. It's kind of like a Mexican ethnic more grocery store, and these were actually called cranberry beans on their display. All of our peppers are doing really good. We're going to have to come out here and harvest a bunch. And these okra are a little slow growing compared to the ones that I just show you on the other end, but we'll take them. Over here you can see I did a little bit of chopping of the leaves, but these are our squash, zucchinis, and there is a lot of vine borer damage in here. Now that we can get in here and see, you can see how these stems are kind of looking kind of nasty. Right in here, you can see some of that brown sawdusty stuff. Right in here, that's called frass. That means that there's a vine borer in there. Some of the vines look great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these things grow until they absolutely are not producing flowers anymore. And that's kind of how I garden. This one is completely torn up by a vine borer. So the ant is in there. That's eating up some stuff in there. Oh, good. The ants are eating the vine borer, which is great. Ecosystems. They're fascinating. These are still giving us blossoms and female fruit, and we're gonna leave them. We have some beautiful zinnias here that Michelle and Maddie Johnson planted for us. Look how pretty those are. Our yellow squash are along this wall. Those look to be doing pretty well. We pulled probably 15 squash off here today. Tomatoes are all doing really well. As you can see, they're all pretty close to 5 foot tall, if not bigger. Let me widen this out a little bit so I can get through here. I need to get a little clip that tomato plant is laying over there on top of the squash. That's not where he's supposed to be. We could probably come out here in about 2 more days and harvest some of these tomatoes. Now, something you might not know, but as soon as, this is tomato knowledge, and I just learned this myself. This little basil, it's in my way. When you have a tomato on your vine, and it's the green color that all tomatoes are when they sit there, and it seems like an eternity that that tomato is sitting there. As soon as your tomato goes from this color to this color, that's called its blushing. As soon as it starts to blush this color, it has been released with an enzyme in this tomato that will allow this tomato to ripen on your counter. If you pick a tomato this color, this green color, and put it on your counter, it's not going to ripen on your counter. But if you let it wait about 2 more weeks and it blushes and it gets this yellow right here, the enzyme has been released in this tomato. You can pick it and put it on your counter and let it grow on your countertop. Now, this isn't rotting. This is called fasciated blossoms, which means 2 of the blossoms on the plant got fasciated together. They got like formed together like this, and then it started a tomato, and all the tomatoes grew together into one. This tomato will still be edible when it's ready to harvest. You just cut that part out. It's totally fine. Some people pick those off. They don't like them. That's okay. Look, there's another one right there that's doing the same thing. Just 2 of the blossoms got welded together. Same thing happened right there. And some varieties of heirloom tomatoes are going to do that. And some are just going to give you the average Joe tomato just like that. But that's a little bit of tomato knowledge for you. So as soon as it does give you a little bit of blushing color, like underneath that orange tomato right there, that's a blushing tomato. This one. So I could pick this and set it on my counter, and it will ripen to its full color because it's already started to blush. It's no longer this green color, it's now blushing down there. That's how you can tell. So you can grow a tomato right there on your counter. A lot of people do that when they have pest damage in their garden, or if they have critters that like to come in and eat their tomatoes. We have some ripe Roma tomatoes in here. That is a blushing tomato. This is a non-blushing tomato. This one will ripen to orange and red on my countertop if I wanted to pick it. Cute little tomatoes. This is the jungle. These Roma tomatoes, you're not supposed to prune them at all. You're supposed to let them kind of go wild, and we are letting them, and it is a mess back here. It gives me severe anxiety. I gotta get out of here. Look at this squash. How awesome is that? That's a butternut squash. So excited to see this thing. We keep trellising it up, and we're running out of fence right here. We got to get some more fencing. I actually just picked it up from Home Depot yesterday. This cute little thing. I think that's an acorn squash right there. More tomatoes down that row. That is a Paul Robeson. Paul Robesons, those are ready to pick. Paul Robesons. I don't know what this is. I don't remember planting any kind of tomato that will grow on a vine like this, but it's beautiful, and I'll let it stay there. Like, look how pretty that is. These tomatoes, what are these called? Cherokee purples. Those are big. That's split and then calloused over, so that's still edible. As long as you don't see a bunch of flies and bugs flying around when you're in the garden, that means your tomatoes are still intact. These are gorgeous. What are those? Big rainbow, that's called. The big rainbow tomato. That's pretty. Whoa, that's heavy. Oh, whoa. Sorry, let's leave you right there. Can't mess with it too much. Sorry. What else we got here? solar flares. Those are really pretty. Even when they're green, they're really pretty. Tons of marigolds. This branch of a tomato coming out here. Got to tie that one up too. More squash. They're coming out here into the tomato rows, which is totally fine with me because we will take all the squash we can get. Beautiful marigolds. My kiddie pool. And our last row. These are black crim, mortgage lifter, sunburst, and some more San Marzano. This is a paste tomato. This is one that you can make sauces with. That people prefer to make sauces with these. Oh, look at this guy. Somebody forgot him. Little bitty one. Oh, he's got a little bit of blossom end rot. That'll usually happen on the tomatoes that are at the bottom of your plant. The first tomatoes that pop out, that's just a calcium deficiency in your soil. You can amend that in your garden just by putting some Tums, crumbling up a Tums and sprinkling it around the bottom of your plant and watering it in. Our cucumbers are here. It's at the point in the season where we can plant some more cucumber seeds in the soil here, and they will give us a whole nother bumper crop of cucumbers before the end of the season. So that's what we're going to do. We have a bunch of basil planted here on the side. We're just going to plant them in the ground all the way down here this next week and just keep them watered. And then that way when they start growing, we're just going to lean them towards the trellis there, because by that time, those will all be petered out and dead. Our peppers are doing really well. We have to do a little research on when the best time is to harvest them. I hope the hummingbirds come back. We had some hummingbirds out here today. Look at that little butternut squash in there. I can't remember. Oh, that's butternuts as well. There and there. Leeks. Beautiful marigolds. We pulled some potatoes out today because, as you can see, some of them are dying and tipping over. Now it's time for those to come out of the ground. I planted actually this patch first and then this row, and they're all kind of pretty much about 2 weeks different, but they're ready to go. We're ready to pull these out of the ground. Ginger Creek Garden, I will have an update at the end of this video when I show you the harvest that we got. What our poundage is, what our weight is total that we've given to Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry. I'll make sure I put that in addition to this video. But I wanted to show you this, guys, this beautiful garden and how lucky we are to have this garden and the beautiful ladies that volunteer for this garden and how helpful they are, and helpful to me, not only to me, but also to the church, because I am in 3 different gardens and I have a lot of responsibilities, so I'm grateful for them to just step up. So I appreciate you guys watching. When I get home, I'm going to go ahead and show you the... I don't know what's going on over here. Let's take a look at this. I'm not sure what kind of bee that is. That's interesting. Oh, I disturbed. But I'm going to clip in the next video, which will have the harvest that the ladies pulled out of here yesterday. What a glorious day that they got to pick all that wonderful stuff. So stay tuned. I'll be right back when I get home. Alrighty, so we are home now, and I've gathered all of yesterday's harvest, July 31st, and today's August 1st harvest at Ginger Creek. And I haven't weighed it yet. I'll have a weight to put in the description below later. But look at this. Looks like a farm stand. These apparently are albino zucchinis and albino patty pans. How we got those, I have no idea. Crooked neck squash, they are not my favorite. I'm gonna grow the straight neck yellow zucchinis next year instead of the crooked neck, because these you have to peel, and that's just an extra step. I had some grilled up with eggplant and zucchini a couple days ago, but I did have to peel them because that skin is just tight and tough. So that is what I had to do, and I don't like that. And then zucchini, obviously we would love to harvest them when they're a little bit smaller, but we don't have people out there harvesting every day, and they pop and get this big in a matter of hours, it seems like. So I hope people are enjoying them and making zucchini muffins and brownies and breads out of them. All the tomatoes that we got today, obviously I grow 28 varieties of tomatoes in my garden every year to give us this beautiful basket of colors. This is our first potatoes that we harvested. Very excited about that. Tons of green beans. That's just your regular contender beans. These are dragon tongue bush beans. These are really yummy too. More squash and more tomatoes. Right there. So, that's a lot of harvest for August 1st. We're so excited about that, and just want to share that with you today. So thank you very much for watching, guys. This is my channel, Garden Jargon. If you're new to my channel, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you put a comment below. This is just, Ginger Creek is one garden out of the 4 or 3 that I grow, and there may be a 4th next year. You never know. But I love growing food for people. That is what my calling is. I'm passionate about it, and that's my purpose in life, is to grow food for people. That's my garden behind us. I usually do a tour of the Wilson garden in the playlist below you can find, but that's my personal garden. And then I obviously have my patio. My cushions are under the blue tarp right now because the rain's coming. And back there are arched trellises that I'm going to bring the welded fence here from Home Depot and put that on there so I can get my stuff to grow up. I'm not showing you any of that because you have to go look at the Wilson garden tour playlist and you can see all the stuff that's happening here at my house. I wish you guys the best in your gardening adventures, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.